If you don't know that your players are prepared, you're not doing your job to the best of your abilities.
Do we know that he didn't make that clear to Caleb Johnson, and Caleb Johnson just forgot? And now
That's a good point.
I'm splitting hairs.
That's a good point.
But,
you are.
Yeah.
Ironic for you.
That was good.
Bald jokes on the Gridiron Podcast.
Most bald jokes are played out, but that one was good.
Speaking of getting the party started. For the victory lap, though. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome. What for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Switch gears, with dipping headers in the rear. At the blood, sweat, and tears, and my goal so near. I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. 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 And today, we break through.
Green 18! Welcome to the Gridiron Podcast, everybody. The only podcast in the world that covers all the grid of Formula One and the iron of American football. We've checked, it really is the only one. This is episode 81 of the Gridiron Podcast. We're going to recap week 2 of the NFL season, and we're going to give our race predictions for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and the Formula One World Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Standings. We'll update you on that as well. I'm Sean Barie. Joining me, as always, the bald behemoth holding down the fort in the land, our NFL.com talent writer. It's Nick Shook.
Hello, everyone. Okay,
you seem less animated than normal.
Well, Sean, I was awake until 4 a.m. Because Monday Night Football decided to do a doubleheader.
Doubleheader, yes.
And those who watch NFL Daily know that we were on probably till 2 a.m. And then I got back to watching some more games. So, bit of a flip of the old sleep schedule, but I was really just checking to make sure that we were live streaming because those who like to watch us live may have discovered last week that, well, live stream didn't go so well. Luckily, it's working today, so that's a positive. Happy to be here. It's episode 81. It is the Randy Moss with the Patriots. It is the Tim Brown episode. It is even the Terrell Owens.
It is the Phil Kessel episode, Nick.
Sure, we'll go with that. I can't think of any more.
Is.
80. Yes, he's a hockey player, and he may or may not have played for the Penguins.
He did, but he played for other teams too. But yes, he was a hockey player. Won 2 cups, back-to-back cups with the Penguins. Absent today, unfortunately, is our Canadian queen, Katie Caldwell. She's doing Canadian things and is in, I believe, Calgary? She said Cowtown, so I'm assuming that's Calgary.
Doing Canadian things. What else qualifies as doing Canadian things?
And other duties as assigned Canadianly. I don't know. She's doing Canadian things, Nick.
I'm trying to think about what else. I mean, playing hockey is doing a Canadian thing. Harvesting maple syrup is doing a Canadian thing. Being nice to your neighbor is doing a Canadian thing. I'm out of Canadian things.
You know what they call Bloody Marys in Canada?
What?
I think they call them Caesars.
Ew.
Like if you go to a restaurant and order a Caesar, you're getting a Bloody Mary. You're not getting a Caesar salad. You're getting a Bloody Mary, right? Like they just do Canadian things, man.
I don't like that. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot to talk about. Nick, if they want to follow us and find us on social media, where can they find us at?
Oh, this is now my job. Awesome. At Gridiron Pod on Instagram. That's at Gridiron Pod. You can also watch us if you're not watching us live and you're listening to the show later and you want to see our faces, which Sean has a great hairstyle. I have no hair. It's youtube.com/@gridironpod as well. And if you're old school, email us. thegridironpodcast3@gmail.com. That's thegridironpodcast3. Damn those other two. At gridiron. At gmail.com.
At Gmail.
Wow.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
Rough.
Wow.
Tuesday
I give you this one opportunity, Nick, and I know you've been up since 4 a.m., but I give you this one opportunity to shout out the socials, and you completely botch it. Privileges revoked. Much like the privileges on kickoff duty have been revoked from rookie running back Caleb Johnson. We'll get into that a little bit later. Week 2 of the NFL, Nick. Let's get into it. everyone's hurt. Everything's broken. Everyone's day to day. Just it's craziness out there right now.
Yeah, where do we start? Probably with Joe Burrow. Suffered a toe injury. He's out probably 3 months. He has to have surgery. I don't know if he was still seeking a second opinion, but I would imagine that is going to come back the same. Just another spot in Joe Burrow's career in which he's bitten by the injury bug in a significant way. The Bengals, by the way, Sean, managed to go 2-0 for the first time in the Zach Taylor era without Joe Burrow. Jake Browning led them to a come-from-behind win over the Jaguars that was bordering on drunk. If it was just a haphazard game. That's the number one injury, but far from the only one. In your coverage area, Kalijah Kancey, not looking at
torn pec.
At some good things here with the injury that he suffered in the Monday night game against the Houston Texans.
You have Luke Gedeke, too, with a foot injury.
We are facing a quarterback matchup that will not include J.J. McCarthy. It is going to be a real thriller, a real barn burner between the Bengals and Vikings. That's... Who the hell is their backup? Oh, that's right. Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Versus Jake Browning in Minneapolis on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Those of you who are real sickos and like backup quarterback showdowns, there's one for you there.
Former almost NFL MVP Carson Wentz. Almost MVP.
Yeah, we all remember 2017. That was a hell of a year for him until he went into a pile at the LA Coliseum against the Rams and his knee.
Yes.
Towards ACL. It's never been the same. Yeah. What other injuries am I missing as I try to fight?
Jaden Daniels come down with something?
Yes, he's got a knee issue. I'm not sure if that has come, if they've gotten definitive information on that. That's why I have the Google machine in my hand.
And then somebody made Josh Allen bleed his own blood and whacked him across the bridge of his nose, which gave him quite a raspberry there. But point is, everything is awful if you like football, and everyone is injured. Baker Mayfield was even seen limping after last night's game.
Justin Fields concussed in their blowout loss to the Bills. Baker Mayfield somehow doesn't exit a game in which, I mean, you saw the slow-mo replay, I'm sure, of the one tackle in the first half where his knee is bent awkwardly, and he immediately grabs it and is wincing in pain, and then gets up and finishes the game. Not only does he finish the game, he leads a game-winning drive on the road, as Baker Mayfield tends to do.
And runs for 2 first downs.
I mean, if you ever want to see an example of a guy's mind overpowering the matter of his physical limitations, it is when Baker scrambled for a first down, bangs his knee on the turf, instantly reaches for it again as if, oh my God, my knee hurts. And then here's somebody talking trash, and that somebody is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, CJGJ, or as he's known on the socials, CD Deuce. And just instantly popped up and was like, nope, not taking this. I am talking trash right back, and got right in his face. I was just like, that is incredible. Baker Mayfield might be a psychopath. I think he may be a psychopath.
Did you see the camera angle of him on the bench before that game-winning touchdown drive? He is just locked in. He is a psychopath. There's a little psychopath in there. Nice guy. There's a little psychopath in there, 100%. But at the same time, he's a gamer, man. He's a dog. It's what he is.
He is, and that was a thrilling game last night. The Buccaneers stave off defeat for the second straight week. They're able to secure a win in the final moments thanks to the artistry of Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. He leads an 11-play, 80-yard drive in 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That includes a 4th and 10 scramble for 15, in which he slips what would have been a sack that would have significantly diminished their ability to win that game, if not outright wiped it out. And then, I mean, expertly leads this drive that ends in a Rachaad White rushing touchdown. The Buccaneers run for 136 between their two top running backs. Houston still has offensive issues. Their defense played well enough to win, and yet Baker Mayfield, the hero, leads them to yet another victory. The Buccaneers are 2-0, Sean.
I didn't mean to get into talking about this game, but here we are. This was such a weird game in that it was like a game of self-inflicted wounds, right? Like a lot of penalties from the Texans and just really inopportune times to keep the Buccaneers on the field.
Yeah.
You had the blocked punt. You had the blocked punt. You had Levante David, of all people, dropping an interception that would have significantly helped the Bucs. Instead, the Texans are able to punt it. So Yeah, it was such a weird game, and for it to have Ryan Miller caught a touchdown pass, and then it's capped off with a touchdown run from Rachaad White, who is now, basically RB2 behind Bucky Irving. It was just a weird game, but nobody down here in Tampa Bay is poo-pooing that today.
Yeah, look, man, sometimes, and this is going to sound so cliche, but sometimes teams that have just been there before and found ways to win just find ways to win. Like, that's been the Buccaneers season through 2 games. Like, 2 quality opponents, 2 games that they very easily could have lost, 2 games in which they gave up the lead very late. Momentum was not in their favor. And because they have a psychopath ball of fire quarterback named Baker Mayfield, they're able to overcome it each time. Todd Bowles is back to his old self when it comes to dialing up the blitz. The Buccaneers might have their 3rd straight great offensive coordinator. Jury's still out on that, but I liked a lot of what Josh Grizzard did last night against Houston. They did this. They won both of these games without a fully healthy offensive line, not even close to fully healthy offensive line. Obviously, they lose Kalijah Cansey, but their defense appears to be better than it was in previous years. Look, they have entered that category. I'm not saying that they're title contenders like the Chiefs, but they have entered that category like the Chiefs have. Maybe like the Eagles, maybe I don't know if I would say the Lions. There's a select few teams where even, I guess you could put the Bills in this category, even when they're trailing late and it seems like, oh, they're going to lose, I cannot lose my faith in them because they've proven me wrong multiple times just in the first couple of weeks. But that was obviously not the only game that was played this week. Of course, Sean, we had some barn burners. We had a thriller in Dallas that went to overtime. No defense was played in the 4th quarter.
No, it looked like an old Big 12 football game.
Yes, the Cowboys won 40-37. Russell Wilson has a vintage Russ performance, just as we're all ready, myself included, obviously, if you listen to the show. We're all ready to bury him and replace him with Jackson Dart. He comes out and puts up a hell of a game. He throws for 450 and 3 touchdowns. Of course, the crushing interception in overtime leads to their loss, but staves off the attempts that we are all making to replace him, at least for a week or 2, because it is New York. The Lions drop a 52-point bomb on the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson, their old offensive coordinator. The Ravens run away with it against the Browns. The Packers assert their dominance, at least defensively, with a lopsided win over the Commanders that was, more of a one-sided affair than the final score indicates. As I said, the Bills blew out the Jets. We can talk about your Steelers losing if you'd like. And also the Colts beat the Broncos. The Colts are 2-0 for the first time since 2009. And what happened that year, Sean? Do you remember the 2009 season?
Yes, I do remember the 2009 season. Wait, no, sorry.
I'll tell you.
What happened?
That Colts team made the Super Bowl, and they lost to Sean Payton's Saints.
Yes.
In 2009. That was that
I was
season.
thinking of 2008 when the Steelers won the Super Bowl. I was like, wait, no, that was 2008. What did happen in 2009? I forgot that was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Sean likes to forget the ones that the years around the Steelers Super Bowl wins. Like he's
right.
been,
So
he's
I
been
mean, I remember Super Bowl 40, Super Bowl 43, and it's just been a lot of white noise, some static.
Yeah,
between
he doesn't remember Super Bowl 45. He chooses to forget that the quarterback that currently plays for his team actually beat his team in Super Bowl 45. We're not going to talk about that one, no.
But we can talk about the Steelers, though.
Yes, we are. Let's get there.
Oof, buddy. Man, if I said the Bucks and the if I said the Bucks and the Texans had some self-inflicting wounds, I mean that's all the Steelers did. This was a game they should have won, they could have won. Momentum was on their side until it wasn't. I said in the doc, steel curtains in trouble. It's more like steel, not curtains. What's weaker than a curtain? Blinds, shades.
Blinds would technically be more rigid than a curtain.
Like the plastic ones that break really easily. You know the ones in like the cheap apartments where if
Mini
you try to move them, they just fall down. Yeah, that's pretty much what the highest paid defense in the NFL resembles at this point.
Oh,
I asked you. I gave you some homework. I gave you some homework, Nick. When you watched that game back, just how many times did a Steelers defender take out a teammate? I counted at least 3.
I hate to tell you, Sean, but I didn't complete the assignment. I mean, I watched the game, but I didn't complete that assignment. I have too many games. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, look at where I am right now. I have 1 game left on my list for the week. 1 game. Tuesday afternoon, 1 game left. I'm cruising right now, but no, I didn't take a tally of what happened in that game when it came to defenders taking each other out because that's too common across the NFL, and it just feels it feels like it's so much worse because it's your team and they're taking each other out in key moments. But really what happened here, Sean, was that your team forced a couple of turnovers, but the biggest turnover of the game absolutely shifted the momentum in the favor of the Seahawks, and the Steelers could never recover from that. And that moment was, Sean.
Are you saying it's the interception in the end zone? I mean, yeah, that was a huge moment, but at the same time...
The moment was the freaking botched kickoff.
Does that count as a turnover?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it counted as a turnover. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, the interception in the end zone, that took 7 points off the board. But
it's a live ball.
The kickoff.
I don't know if it technically counted as a turnover, but in my mind, it's the most significant play of the game.
It absolutely was. That took me, honestly, a second to realize what the hell was happening, because I was watching the game at the sports bar down the street from me, and it turned into kind of like a little Steelers bar that day. I don't know why, but every Steelers fan in West Chase, Florida decided to go to Irish 31 that day, and it was kind of fun. But we're all watching the game, and the bartender was kind enough to put the audio on for us, even though there were some Bills fans there, and there was a Ravens fan there. They put the Steelers audio on, so that's very nice of her. And when we were watching that, none of us really knew what happened. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if it touched him. I don't think it touched his hands. I don't think it touched his helmet. And then I realized, right, there's a new rule this year. So everyone in there, even the broadcasters, was like, I don't think he realized he touched the ball. No, he doesn't need to touch the ball. It landed in the landing zone, and then it's a free ball for anyone to go get. That's a weapon, man.
I want to say, and I may be wrong here, but I think that would have been a free ball prior to the new rule. Like, think about an onside kick. It's a live ball. Kickoffs are live balls. But now I'm thinking about if the ball hits, like in college, if the ball hits the end zone, it's immediately down. And now I can't remember in the NFL I feel like it may have been a live ball.
Was it always?
I kind of feel like
either
it
way.
was. Yeah.
Either way, Caleb Johnson.
Whether it touched him or not, the fact that he didn't double back and get the football just illustrates, and this happens a lot with rookies. There are rookies, famously or infamously, who will catch a pass and go down, but not be touched, so they're still live in the NFL, and they forget that this is not college anymore and that they are still live, and they'll drop the ball and it'll be a fumble. We've seen that happen multiple times. So it's not uncommon for a rookie to not quite instinctively adjust to the rules of the NFL, but my God, was that a massive play. I mean,
that was such a huge momentum turn. And I mean, we love Danny Smith, right? Who in the NFL doesn't love Danny Smith?
And
the 80-year-old special teams coach of the Steelers, got a wad of bubble gum in his mouth, and he just, like, who doesn't love Danny Smith, right? Gets fired up with his guys. That's coaching, man. Danny Smith, you got to make sure that your kick returner. No, what do you mean? Hey, man, ball's live. So, like, come on, that is coaching. You have to make sure your players know the rules. The buck has to stop somewhere.
I'm going to
blame Caleb Johnson. I'm going to blame Caleb Johnson. But at the same time, if you don't Nick, it's a preparation thing. If you don't know that your players are prepared, you're not doing your job to the best of your abilities.
Do we know that he didn't make that clear to Caleb Johnson, and Caleb Johnson just forgot? Like, and now
that's a good point.
I'm splitting hairs.
That's a good point. But, you are.
Yeah.
Ironic for you.
That was good.
Bald jokes on the Gridiron Podcast.
Most bald jokes are played out, but that one was good. I just want to add some context to the situation. It's 17-14. The Seahawks have just kicked a field goal to take the lead. It's early fourth quarter. Steelers are in prime position to respond. Now, the Steelers have not scored since the final minute of the first half, so they need a response. But as soon as that happens, they're suddenly down 10 with an offense that had kind of flatlined in the second half. And from there, they were cooked. Yes, Sean, you mentioned an interception in the end zone that also didn't help the momentum, but that was just such a significant play. I don't know. I haven't tracked the day after reaction in Pittsburgh and whether Danny Smith said whether Caleb Johnson was aware of it or not, but that is a mistake that will not be made again. It's one of those mistakes like my youngest sister living with me now and leaving the garage door open when she left on Sunday night, and I didn't discover it for 6 hours because I was busy with work. Anybody could have walked in my house, Sean. Like, I could have had an intruder just lurking in my house for hours. Who knows? I went to bed paranoid that night, locked the bedroom door, tried to sweep the house for any presents. It was 3 a.m. when I discovered this. I live in a city. Anybody could have walked up the driveway.
The call was coming from inside the house, Nick. It definitely was.
But she was like, I'll never make that mistake again because she was so embarrassed. Caleb Johnson will never make that mistake again because
he's also been taking off kick returns. So Mike Tomlin today said he has to earn his spot back. He hasn't even earned his spot on the field at the moment. It's been all Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. The Steelers' offense flatlined, like you said. Another just kind of whatever game from Arthur Smith. But this goes towards a bigger issue, Nick, I think. And it's been something that I've complained about the last couple of years, even while Big Ben was still with the Steelers. It's the just clinical Mike Tomlin doesn't get his team fully prepared, either mentally or physically, for whoever they're about to play. It almost feels like we've been watching the same movie for a couple of years now, where the Steelers will play somebody, refuse to adjust because they're the Steelers. You have to adjust to what we're doing. We don't, the standard is the standard. And that's just not how football works. That's not how the world works. I saw no adjustments from the Steelers. This was a game they could have won, and in fact, they should have won. And the fact that the defense, well, to be fair, the defense hasn't given up 30 points in both games this season, but the Steelers have allowed 30-plus points to be scored both games this season. First time that's happened ever in the Steelers franchise history, I think. That's insane. I might be wrong about that, but it's been a very long time since back-to-back 30-point games have been scored against the Steelers. Yes, the defense wasn't responsible for our 34th.
He makes a claim, and it's
I think I read somewhere. Wait. In my defense, I think I read somewhere this is the first time it's ever happened.
I saw it on Facebook.
I'm like 90% sure I saw it somewhere, but if I didn't see it and I misread it, it's been at least a very, very long time. Okay? That's just want to clarify. But yeah, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, man. We're just watching the same movie over and over again. Why can't they adjust? Why can't they be prepared? Because the standard is the standard. That standard sucks right now, man.
Oh my God, you are such a privileged Steeler fan. You're 1-1. Aaron Rodgers took a huge step back. He had a 58 passer rating on Sunday. Not great. After a 136.7 in week 1. Yeah, okay, so it's not going to be perfect.
And I thought the Jets were the better defense of the two, Seattle and New York. The Jets have a better defense.
Yeah, but the Steelers made the plays to win that game in the end. Difference between a team that's been there and a team that hasn't been there. Although the Steelers have, when we say been there, we mean they've made the playoffs. Not that they've won a playoff game in about a decade, but I'm not going to continue to rub that one in. It's week 2, man. It's overreaction season. We don't know what the hell is going on from one week to the next. I do know that the Green Bay Packers have a damn good defense. Obviously, Micah Parsons is a part of that, but they are a scary team right now. The Chargers have a defense that I think is better than most people realize. They dominated the Raiders in that game, 20-9, and it was not that close. And
who's the best 2-0 team right now, Nick?
I think it's the Packers. I think it's the Packers. I got to think about
not the Eagles.
2-0 teams right now. No, the Eagles have a couple of close wins over good teams, but they haven't been as impressive, overall impressive as the Packers. I think the Bengals 2-0 is probably the most fraudulent, but I'm not being a Bengals hater. They probably should have. In most cases, they lose that game to the Browns in week 1. If it's not the Browns,
right? In years past. Right now, the Bengals are 0-2, and we're talking about how they're failing Joe Burrow. But right now, it's just like kind of flip the script. Hey, they're 2-0. Bad news is you're going to be without your franchise quarterback for most of the season.
Yeah, Buffalo looks impressive, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit of a cynic when it comes to the Bills at this point.
I'll agree with you. Not to make this boring, but I'll say the Packers because I don't want to just anoint the Eagles like the best team in the NFL just because they are the defending Super Bowl champs. The Packers have just looked amazing. What they did, I know it was week 1, but what they did to the Lions was like criminal. Like that was, the Packers are here, and they are scary good.
You want to talk about preparation? That's a team that has been very well prepared and has executed through 2 weeks on both sides of the ball. That's why they're the most impressive team to me. The biggest fraud 2-0 team, the Arizona Cardinals. They have beaten the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints through 2 weeks and haven't looked overwhelmingly impressive in either game. So we'll let all that play out, but Cardinals fans flying high in the Valley of the Sun right now. I also want to... where was I going to go here? Some teams that might want to hit the panic button right now. Well, I think that teams that are going to be bad this year regardless are the Saints, The Browns, the Panthers, perhaps the Bears. The Giants they were very competitive. It sucks that they're 0-2. The Titans are not a great team, although they were kind of competitive against the Rams, at least for about 3 quarters. The Texans are 0-2.
I'm getting a little nervous from the Texans.
I forgot the one I wanted to talk about the most. The Miami Dolphins are going toward a dark place, Sean.
Oh boy, it is. It's getting scary down there. I mean, that's a game you could have won, and it was a very drunk game between the Dolphins and the Patriots, but that was a game you could have won. Feel good about yourself? No. I think I think Dolphins fans are fully out on Tua now. They're fully out on their coach. They're out on Tyreek Hill. They want to hit the implosion button.
Yeah, but
now.
You know what? Can I remind you guys of what life was like before all of this? Because it sucked for a while. Be careful what you wish for. Blowing it up might
sucks
put you
right
in
now.
A darker place than they are. Well, it sucks now because you have expectation. When you don't meet those expectations, you're frustrated. But Tua actually had a pretty solid game until the fourth quarter, until the final couple of possessions. He played much better than he did the week before. He finished 26 of 32 for 315 and 2 touchdowns. He had a pick and a terrible sequence to end this game. But I don't know if I would bail on him necessarily. I think the Tyreek Hill thing is coming to an end. I hate to say it, but I think the Mike McDaniel era is coming to an end. And you could say this is overreaction, but the vibes around this team are very bad right now.
Yeah. I think that's the best way you can describe it. They have talent, right? But something's off, man. Yeah, you're right. The vibes. This is a vibes-based podcast, as Katie would say. The vibes in South Beach are just off. Not South Beach, Miami Gardens, but you know what I mean.
Thank you for being accurate with that. I'm very glad you specified that because it's not anywhere close to South Beach.
No, not at all. As I learned very begrudgingly during Super Bowl 54.
Yeah.
When I stayed in Hialeah and I had to travel down to Miami Beach every day.
And then I had to go
hour and a half drive
north of Miami Gardens. It's like, where the heck? We're just in the general Miami metropolitan. Might as well be in Fort Lauderdale at this point. What's going on?
My station bosses were like, "Oh, the hotel's only 15 minutes away from the stadium." Yeah, we're going to the stadium one day on Sunday. Yep. The whole 7 days we're there, we got to go to Miami Beach. Well, how far is it? An hour one way?
Yeah.
Without traffic?
Speaking of which, not to digress further, but I have wondered what the Super Bowl is going to look like this year. It's in Santa Clara. I think we're going to have this very similar situation where everything's going to be centrally located in like either San Francisco or San Jose, and then game day you're going out to Santa Clara. Similar.
I mean, they've hosted it before, but yeah, isn't Santa Clara basically just a
suburb filled with
lot,
homes and
park.
Business parks? Yeah, just lots of business parks, and it's I mean, good on the Niners for getting a new stadium built, but yeah, it's definitely in a business park. I don't know if I want to cover any other games that happened in the NFL this week. I think we kind of glossed over every single one. Oh,
well, I do have one more question for you, Nick.
Yes.
Are the Chiefs done?
No.
Are they done?
No. Absolutely
but Nick, they're 0-2. Surely the Chiefs are done.
Yeah, I know. I just said the vibes are bad around the Dolphins. The vibes are not bad around the Chiefs. They played 2 teams that are good, and they lost close games. They'll be fine.
But Nick, people are saying the Chiefs are done.
I know.
Are they done?
Every year people make the same mistake. And I tell you all now, find something else to do. The Chiefs are fine.
Yeah.
Let the season play out.
The Chargers are a good team. They absolutely are, but I'm not counting the Chiefs out. Sorry. I mean, until I see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on a golf course, I'm not counting the Chiefs out.
Nope. Okay. Last game that we didn't actually get to, the Sunday Nighter Falcons-Vikings. That J.J. McCarthy, all those good vibes from week 1. Woo! Buddy.
Sorry, excuse me. Fell asleep.
Yeah, he got hurt, by the way. As we already mentioned, he's not going to be playing this week. And that offense does not look good. Good on the Falcons for, delivering after losing a close one last week. Now, you can't look at this one in a vacuum because the Vikings did not have Christian Darrisaw, and McCarthy was under constant pressure from the Falcons' investment in their edge rushers, James Pierce and Michael Walker. And they both had a good game, but the Falcons just played a very good football game. Like they played a sound game. Michael Penix looked solid. They still struggle in the red zone, but they win that one.
But Bijan Robinson, 143 yards rushing. Take that to the bank. Thank you very much.
Yes, you fantasy heads, and also those of you who just appreciate great running backs. Bijan Robinson is one of those ones that you need to watch every week because he's just a great running back. All right. Let's do. I'm going to take the new segment that I teased to you before we started the show, and you didn't know
I have no
what
idea
the
what's
hell's
going on here.
on.
Nick is just surprising me.
All right, well, since we're doing day pods during the season, since this is when it best fits our schedule, which, more energy, it's great so far. Let us know what you think about the day pods. Again, the Gridiron Podcast 3 at gmail.com, or hit us up on the socials at Gridiron Pod. Let's go through an exercise, Sean. Every Tuesday, I have to submit my picks for the week, and I haven't done it yet, so why not do it live on the show?
Let's do it. Okay, so I thought you were going to come after me or something. I like this.
No,
I like this.
Fun. Okay.
I thought you were going to I thought I was scared for a moment.
Usually I fire these off pretty quickly, and they end up being, score-wise, usually
Do you want me to put
pretty
thought into
close.
these or just
No.
go?
Oh, no, I just fire them off when I send them in every
All
week.
right.
So I'm
I got
firing
you.
these ones off. We're going to start. I'm going to let you give your first score to every game we go through, and then I'll give you mine. And the first game on the schedule in week 3, Dolphins at Bills, Thursday Night Football.
34-14 Bills.
Damn it, that's exactly what I had. Literally exactly what I had. That's insane. Right before you said it, it's just in my head.
I'm going to write these.
I'm typing
sorry.
them all out.
I moved my mic.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're off to a hot start. We go to the Sunday window. 1 p.m. Eastern. Falcons at 1-1 Falcons at the 0-2 Panthers.
Sorry, I'm writing this down real quick. Sorry, what did I say? 34-14.
I'm keeping tabs. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh, you're keeping tabs? Cool.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
it.
going to hear the clickety-clack on my keyboard, but yeah.
What's the game again? What's
Falcons
the second game?
at Panthers.
All right. Falcons at Panthers. Give me 23. Give me 23-13.
I had 26-13. We are still very close.
And by the way, for you guys,
Use.
from
Hey,
Philly?
youth guys.
from views? The frick am I from? Good Lord. For you guys, for Yin's guys, listening, watching at home, Nick and I have not discussed this beforehand, as you
At
already
all.
said. So
This is completely
if our
live.
score predictions are similar, this is just all the more fun. All right, game 3, go for it.
Packers at Browns.
Ooh. Let's see. 31-10. Green Bay.
I have Packers 26, Browns 9. Somebody backing up outside your apartment right now? What's going on there?
I think so.
Fire alarm,
Townhome,
perhaps?
please.
The next game, and we're not doing any analysis here. We're just throwing scores because we
No.
just talked about all
Just give me
these
scores,
teams.
man. Straight
The
vibes.
next, Texans at Jaguars.
Ooh, this could be a good one. I say could be. Could also be drunk. You know what? Give me Houston to win their first of the season in a 21-17 win.
Okay, I have Texans 26, Jaguars 20. So, again, we're not very far off. Bengals at Vikings, the backup bowl, Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz.
You know what? Honestly, Jake Browning didn't look too bad. And I know Jacksonville's not a very good team. I know Cleveland's not a good team. Week 1, and that was with Joe Burrow. You know what? Hell, give me Jake Browning to win the backup bowl. Give me Cincinnati. It's a good defense. You know what? No, give me Minnesota. 2017.
I'm typing mine out as you're talking. I have Vikings 20, Bengals 13. We are way too close here. All right, Steelers at Patriots.
Steelers at Patriots.
This is too fun.
Yeah. All right. I'll take, and I'm gonna eat these words, and I think this is gonna be one we differ on. Give me Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers to win 24-20.
I have Steelers 30, Patriots 22. And I don't know if the Patriots actually put that many points. I feel more like Patriots 20, but things. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go Patriots 17. Steelers defense is gonna bounce back. Next up, Rams at Eagles.
Rams at Eagles. I'll take the Eagles. The snow isn't going to be a factor this time. At least I hope not.
Yeah.
Give me Philly. I like a low-scoring one here. Give me Philly 21-18.
Okay. I have Eagles 24, Rams 23. Okay, so we're still in the same ballpark.
We're really not far off here, man.
No. Jets at Buccaneers. Halfway through.
Last 2 seasons, I've been here in Tampa. Bucs start off great, then they kind of stumble. Last 5 years, the Bucs have started 2-0. They are finally going to start 3-0. They're going to beat the Jets. 31-20.
Okay, I like that. I have Buccaneers 28, Jets 13. We're monitoring the Justin Fields concussion. I think this could be a Tyrod game, which might actually make their offense better, but I also feel like Todd Bowles is feeling himself right now with his defense.
Mm-hmm.
I might regret not giving the Jets a
he
higher
let
point total there.
Nick Chubb score, and they won the game because of that. How cool
there's
is that?
been some disagreement. I haven't run the playback, but on first sight, it didn't quite look like they let him score. It's just that there was nobody else
Antoine
back
Winfield Jr. pulled up there at the end.
That was the defining factor that a lot of people have pointed to, and I could see that. Like, he's close enough. Don't let them burn another 40 seconds off the clock. At that point, just let him score. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Colts at Titans. Colts going on the road. First time this year.
Ooh, you know what? Give me Tennessee to get the win.
Wow.
17-14.
Okay, I had Colts 24, Titans 13. Colts defense might be kind of, not like legit, but like pretty solid. Lou Anarumo over there coordinating that defense so far.
I don't know why, but I like Cam Ward.
That's fair, because I'm going to go with a gut pick on the next one, too. So here we go. It's Raiders at Commanders.
All right. Well, Jaden Daniels is playing, right?
Iffy as of now, and I am projecting this as if he's not playing. So that's going to give you a peek into what I think is going to happen.
Who's their backup?
Marcus Mariota.
Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders 24-21.
Okay, because I have the Raiders 23, Commanders 22.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and I have a weird feeling. So my issues with this, not that we're breaking down all these games because we're not, but the Commanders' defense is freaking old, dude. It's old and it's slow, and if ever there were a time for Geno Smith to have a bounce-back game after that nightmare that he just had on Monday night, it's against this defense. And I also think that if there's any chance that Jaden Daniels doesn't play, that Pete Carroll's bunch could have an answer in a close game. It just feels like one of those games. The Commanders' offense, even with Jaden out there, has had a lot of issues. I think about who they've played over the first 2 weeks. They obviously played Green Bay last week, and in week 1 they played the Giants. They put up 21 points, but it didn't look like the offense that we saw last year. I think both teams have pretty good defenses, at least. I've been impressed by the Giants. Obviously, the Giants gave up 40 points in Dallas, but there are strengths to that team that I like. And I think that the Commanders' offense might have some problems. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going through that early season rut. He's either starts strong or he finishes. I guess he finished strong last year, which was the first time. Usually he starts strong and finishes poorly. The inverse has happened so far this season, so that's why I'm going Raiders in that matchup. Let's go. The next game, the Los Angeles Chargers host the Denver Broncos in an early and perhaps very important AFC West battle.
I like the Chargers. I really like the Chargers right now. I like the way they're playing. Give me them to win. How about 21-20?
Okay. I have 24-20 Chargers over the Broncos. So I think we're almost identical here. I think we have maybe different on one game so far.
It's the Tennessee-Indianapolis game, yeah.
Yep. Okay, next up on the docket, the Saints go out west to Seattle. The 0-2 Saints facing the 1-1 Seahawks.
Well, the Seahawks are about to be 2-1 because that New Orleans team is just... It's not good. It's not a good football team at all. Give me the Seahawks. Spencer Rattler's like plucky though. He can kind of fight.
Yeah.
So give me the Seahawks to win this one. Like I'll say 24-17 Seahawks.
I had Seahawks 30, Saints 16, but I kind of agree with you on that. Like the Saints aren't a terrible team. They're just not a team that does enough to win close games. And
No.
there's something that I saw in the Seahawks defense, especially last week, but it first started to show itself in week 1 against the Niners. There's like some real violence and aggression in that defense. Like they're starting to take on the Mike McDonald identity. And they also have a lot of talent up front. And I think if you're going to stop or you're going to blow up a Saints offense, is to get after Spencer Rattler and force him out of the pocket and make him uncomfortable and make him improvise, which he's good at improvising, but that offense itself has a pretty low ceiling. So that's why I think the Seahawks end up running away with this one. Next up on the list, Cowboys 1-1 going to Chicago to face the Bears in the late window on Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Who you got?
I mean, the Bears have to win the game at some point, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay. That's
right?
A start. That's a start. I mean, technically, no, but that's a start.
I feel like I should flip a coin here because I don't particularly rate either of these teams. But I suppose I'll take the Cowboys just because I feel like once we've reached 3 straight losses for the Bears, it is going to just be all doom and gloom in Chicago. So I'll go Cowboys with a 28-17 win.
Okay. I have the Cowboys 30, Bears 24. Cowboys defense stinks, and I think the Bears are going to find some success against them. But I also think the Cowboys offense is very good. The Bears defense is not going to be able to stop them. So that's why I got a 30-24, probably a garbage time score that makes it look a little bit closer than it actually was. But the Cowboys are going to move on to 2-1 in my opinion. Now we go out to Santa Clara, where the 2-0 Niners host the 2-0 Cardinals. NFC West battle. Who you got, Sean Barry?
I'll take the 9. No, give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals with a 24-21 win.
Yeah, I wanted to believe in this, and
look, I think Arizona's okay. I don't want to say they're frauds, but at the same time, no Brock Purdy. San Francisco looked okay against a bad New Orleans team. Yeah, give me Arizona to win this one.
Yeah,
and start to maybe put some people on notice.
This is the toughest one for me so far, and it's not that the Cardinals 2-0 is legit, because it's not. They've played probably the easiest 2-game stretch to start a season in the entire NFL. But like Brock Purdy, not going to play. It's Mac Jones. Not to knock on Mac Jones, but the offense just has a lower ceiling with him.
No, it's okay. You
can. And the Cardinals feel like they kind of figured some things out, but they're still working out the kinks. What do I take from the Niners defense? Like, they have Nick Bosa. They got an incredible linebacking duo of Fred Warner and D. Winters. I'm on Niners 23, Cardinals 20. It feels like an implosion situation for the Cardinals. The Cardinals have won in San Francisco against better Niners teams in the past. It's usually a source of an upset in the NFC West in this matchup, but I'm going to choose the Niners 23, Cardinals 20 here. All right, 2 games left, Sean. We have moved to the Sunday night window. The 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs head to East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Meadowlands, to take on the 0-2 New York Giants. Who wins this primetime affair?
Do the Giants have a defense?
They have a defensive front.
I know. Yeah, give me the Chiefs to get their first win. I will take a 24-10 win.
It's such a tough question to answer. I'm just saying, do they have a defense? I think they do. Sometimes. I don't know. Chiefs 25, Giants 20. I agree. Chiefs come away with their first win. They'll do the little things better than the Giants will. And finally,
exactly.
The Monday Nighter in Baltimore. Lions, Ravens. Battle of 1-1 teams. Battle of Super Bowl contenders, or at least teams with Super Bowl aspirations. Who you get?
Ooh, you know what? Give me the Lions. I like a little panic in Baltimore this time of the year.
No,
you know?
Your black and yellow are showing.
No. I feel like we always get a little like early season panic with the Ravens, and it's like, guys, calm down. They're going to finish off on like a 9-game winning streak. Like, relax. Give me Detroit. I'll take the Lions to win. I'll take the Lions to win 21-18.
Okay. I am anticipating more points here. Probably going to be wrong. But I have the Lions winning 31-30.
Okay.
Detroit has some weaknesses in their defense that were masked in that win over the Bears. Personnel weaknesses. And I think that it's going to be a back-and-forth affair that's going to come down to a Jake Bates game winner at M&T Bank Stadium. And those are my picks, and those are your picks, and those are the Gridiron Podcast picks, sans Katie, for the week. The first time we've ever done this on the show. I think it's pretty fun. We'll see what the listeners think.
Yeah. Let's switch gears, Nick.
Exactly.
Let's switch gears to Formula One talk. We are heading to, as I reposition my mic, sorry about that, fix that in editing. We're heading to Azerbaijan, to Baku, on the banks of, is it the Caspian Sea or the Black Sea? I think it's the Caspian
no idea.
Sea.
I only know about the Caspian Sea from the Bible, so.
I think it's the Caspian Sea, somewhere out there. Anyway, we're back to a street course. Let's give our race predictions real quick, and then let's skedaddle on out of here. Nick, who do you got on your podium for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix?
I love Baku. It's one of my favorite tracks on the F1 circuit.
It is
a unique track. And
usually crazy things happen there, except last year was a little bit of a snoozer.
Yeah, there's high-speed stretches. There's technical sections. You drive around a castle. It's awesome. There's a great first turn where chaos has ensued in previous years. It's a great track to drive on the game. I haven't played the game in a long time now, but I love that track as well. I got an alert from the F1 app today that was like promoting a story. The story behind F1's technical comeback. And I wanted to be like, pun unintended, but can we pump the brakes here, guys? Like, yeah, Max wins at the Temple of Speed in Monza, but can we pump the brakes? Maybe I'm a cynic. We all know this. I'm a hater. I'm a skeptic. But it was one really good performance and another one that was like kind of in the range of a good performance at Zandvoort. Like, can we really say that the technical comeback is complete? I don't think so, but I think this will be a great test of it. So with that in mind, let's ride the wave. Lando Norris, P1. Max Verstappen, P2. I'm doing it backwards, sorry. Oscar Piastri, P... Oh, God, no, I can't do that. I can't split the McLarens with a Red Bull, can I? I am going to do it. Lando P1, Max P2, Oscar P3.
So what you're saying is we're getting a Norverbia
first Norverbia in a long time.
Since like the first race of the season or something like that, yeah.
Love a good Norverbia.
Like, this is going to be the new Ham Verbot. It's Norverbia. Yeah, I don't know. I think what Max has done over the last 2 weeks has certainly raised a few eyebrows, clearly. I don't know if it's sustainable, and I feel like the moment we start to believe in that Red Bull car and team again, that's when, the rug is just going to be yanked from out under our feet.
Don't hurt me again.
Exactly. But it's the momentum. I got to ride with it too. And I've trusted Ferrari way too much recently. I got burned for that. So I'm going to ride the momentum too. I will also take Lando to finish P1 for the simple fact that he is really good in street races. Look at Monaco this year. He is good on these circuits. I'll go McLaren 1-2. So I'll go Norris, Piastri, and then I'll go Verstappen because he has looked really good the last 2 weeks, and let's see what he can do in Azerbaijan.
Norpiaver, not as fun as Norpiaver.
Norpiaver. That's more Germanic sounding.
Sounds like an
There's
insult.
There's the official Gridiron Podcast predictions for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
The quickest F1 really segment in the history of the show. Azerbaijan, Azerbaijani, Baku.
Azerbaijan. I don't know. The syllables just don't want to come out.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. That's the quickest F1 segment in the history of the Gridiron Podcast, I think.
Well, we don't really have much more to talk about, except for the fact that McLaren can wrap up their Constructors' Championship this weekend. I think it's if they outscore Ferrari by 9 points or more, and they outscore... I think they can't let Mercedes outscore them by 19 points or more, and they have to outscore Ferrari by 9 points. So basically, McLaren, as long as they bring both cars in, are going to win the Constructors' Championship this week, which will be one of the fastest Constructors' Championships in F1 history, I believe.
It is inevitable. Brace yourself.
Yeah. But that's not what we're after this year. We're after a Drivers' Championship, and one of the two McLaren drivers will win it. That's fun.
Yeah, and we got a lot of races. Well, not a lot, but enough races left to make it really interesting.
8? I think this is... Yeah, we're in the final 8 races now. Should be fun. It's going to be a nice early morning race out there on the banks of the Caspian /
what time is that?
Right? Just give me...
Google it!
I am! I'm Googling it right now. Thank you.
Okay, good. I couldn't take this uncertainty into post. My God. What time is this race on Sunday?
I know it's not the Black Sea. It
7 a.m. Eastern. All right. Those of you who are gearing up for a sports-filled Sunday, better get that coffee pot started early with that 7 a.m. Eastern start. Because then you got a full day of football. Is our first international game, next week? Not this week?
Caspian Sea. I was right.
Hell yeah. Good for you. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I'm glad we solved that mystery, Sean.
Geography.
With the power of Google. I got nothing more.
All right. If you want to hit us up, you can do so on Instagram at GridironPod. Again, that's on IG at GridironPod. You can email us at thegridironpodcast3. That's thegridironpodcast3. Damn those other two. At gmail.com. And where can they find us on YouTube, Nick?
YouTube.com/@GridironPod. Look at the uniformity between the Instagram and YouTube.
Be sure to check out Nick on social media. He does a lot of stuff with NFL Daily Podcast. His quarterback index are going to come out this week as well. I'm sure that's not going to be controversial in the slightest bit. Nick, when does that come out?
That'll be running, I think, either Wednesday afternoon or Thursday. Frankly, I could probably have it sent here by the evening. So,
and remember, if you don't like that Nick didn't rate your quarterback highly, he does accept bald jokes, but just, keep it to the bald jokes and stuff like that. Don't get too personal.
I don't care. Do whatever you want. You can't hurt me. I'm already dead inside. This has been episode 81
of the Gridiron Podcast. For the absent Katie Caldwell and Nick Shook, I'm Sean Barie. As always, live life in the fast lane, folks.
I got nothing. Bye, everyone.